Hey everyone, my name is Erik and I play bass. Back in 2004, I think it was, 17 years ago, I did my first ever studio recording. It was with a band called Primal. It consisted of yours truly on bass and, sadly, vocals, Thomas Nilsson on guitars, Björn Schulze on guitars, and Jimmy Jonsson on drums. We played some sort of, casual heavy metal type music. I think we did one gig with the full lineup, and then Björn quit or couldn't turn up because of school and whatnot. So we became a three-piece, and my younger brother Björn actually joined on keyboards a while later. And yeah, you know how it is when you're like, I think I was 16 or 15 when the band started. Anyways, I digress. We did actually record something. We recorded 3 songs, a demo called Unite, Provide, Possess. And the reason why I got that name was because on the CD, the master tapes, it said up to show which side was, up. So I made the best out of that. So Unite, Provide, Possess was released to little to none critical acclaim back in 2004 to 3 people and a dog. And it was recorded in a very low budget, or I should say 0 budget way. I guess there was a budget, but we didn't have a budget. The one who did have a budget, though, was a guy called Mats. He was the guitar player for a band called Sound of Dorian, which also came from Mora. They played some pretty cool, gloomy pop type music with 2 female vocalists. And anyways, the guitar player Mats had a pretty impressive mobile recording rig, which I saw when we played with them at this old youth center in Mora, where I grew up. I took matters into my own hand and found out his phone number, I think, and hit him up and was like, "Hey, could you help us out, record a demo?" And he said yes. He didn't ask for any money, at least as far as I can recall.
What?
And we showed up on a cold, I think it was sometime in February, on like a Saturday, and we set up the gear that was available at the youth center. So I can't recall for the life of me what amp I used on bass. I used my Yamaha BB 1500A, however. That was the bass I used. I think I had like D'Addario strings or Ernie balls or something. They were pretty fresh actually for the recording. So I had that bass, and Bjorn had his Fender Eric Clapton Blackie, I think he had, and Thomas had this Ibanez. I can't remember for the life of me which model it was. I think they used the Hughes and Kettner combos that were available at the location, and the one thing that has stuck in my mind is the hi-hat cymbal, because it was it looked like a clam, essentially. It was beaten to death, the hi-hat that was available there at the upper floor studio that Mats had set up for his band. So anyways, we went in there and we bashed out 3 songs, and to the story, I must add that my whole family, apart from me, had gotten the flu back then and were pretty much in bed feeling sorry for themselves, and I was the last man standing. Well, me and my dad. And come the day of the recording, I feel pretty shitty, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna soldier this through. And you can actually hear on the recording that I've got the flu, all right. And I remember when my dad picked me up in the car afterwards, I just folded the seat back and just slept because I was done for. So yeah, I got the flu. I had the flu when I did this recording. I'm not a great heavy metal vocalist. My voice is pretty limited, which you will hear. And if you want to hear the full song without me interrupting it, there is a link in the video description where you can hear just the song. I'm going to keep that video, unlisted. Before we get started, this song was written by me, Thomas, and Björn. I think Thomas had like the intro melody thingy, and Björn was really good with coming up with melodies and harmonies, and the thing in the chorus that he did, like the second time the chorus comes in, he did this melody line, and he had a really good ear for strong almost folk influenced melodies. He was a huge In Flames fan, I remember. And Jimmy was pretty much, a punk drummer, and Thomas loved Blind Guardian, and I loved Iron Maiden, but I couldn't sing like any of their vocalists. So, well, here we go. Here is Pharaoh of the Sea. And like I said, I'm gonna pause this as we go through it. So, yeah, here we go. For starters, like, when I listen through when I hear this song through my monitors, I can actually hear how noisy it is. And these days you would probably just add a noise gate to the guitar that isn't playing, and same in the intro, you would probably mute that out and all of that. And if this had been today, I'd probably done a punch in for my first chord there on the bass, because it was sounding pretty shitty. Well, anyways, back to it. The only reference we gave Mats, or that I gave him, because he mixed this as well, the only reference I gave him was like, we wanted to sound like Iron Maiden. And he was like, yeah, I know Run to the Hills. Like, you want that clickety sound on the bass? I recall him saying. And I was like, yeah, go for that. And he did, I think, with, the limited resources that we had provided him with. This is all live. This is all done live on the floor. We were standing in, like a circle looking at each other and playing. So there's no click track, as you probably can tell. Just, 4 guys, ages. Thomas was a year younger than me, so I think it was like 14. Björn and Jimmy were 2 years older than me. So yeah, pretty big span. Sorry. Yeah. So back to it. Furious high at work. Love it.
On a sea vine, sailing on a swing boat, a young man is searching for his past. And the sun is spinning its wheel above his head. The seagulls are screaming the tale.
You can hear that I'm sick. Like I said, I'm not the greatest vocalist. Not even today. I'm pretty decent with, hard vocals, but this style, not so much. The lyrics are based on a fanfic that a friend of mine did called Pharaohs of the Sea. She was a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan, so she wrote a fanfic based on that movie, and I stole the title of it essentially and wrote something. I don't know what the lyrics are about. It's pretty much, it's what a 15-year-old guy writes, I think. Well, at least back then. It's like young man power. Yeah. I had no idea what the Black Pearl was. I should add, I didn't know that it was an actual, boat. I thought it was a pearl. So, yeah. Here is the chorus. Oh, sorry. Interlude.
I will become the Pharaoh of the Sea. I will rule the world. I will search and try to find a way to hold the Black Pearl in my hand.
I must give Thomas some kudos here, because it was really cool that he actually waited like a whole the full length of like the first chorus part before he came in with the rhythm guitar, and as you can tell, like this I think we did the solos afterwards, but all of the melodies here are done live on the floor. There is no punching in or anything. It's like 2 guitars, and that's what you're getting. I think the solos were punched in. Yeah. Verse 2.
Unchained the power of ancient
I did an approximation for the new version that I did of that melody line. I did pretty much a big alteration of it. But yeah, Björn did his parts as well. So Björn is the left guitar and Thomas is the right one. Yeah. Jimmy is really working that hi-hat. You can tell. It's like furious. Gotta love it. This, like I said, this was my first ever time in a studio. Ever. It was the first time I ever recorded anything. I was so excited, and I had caught the flu on the day that I was supposed to enter the studio for the first time. It was, that's life. You gotta work with it. Well, here we go. Solos. I think this is Thomas and Björn.
I will become the Pharaoh of the Sea. I will rule the world. I will search and I will find a way to hold a black pearl in my hand. And I will become the greatest of them all, a sailor that rides on the wind. And no one will, no one shall ever take my dream away.
I mean, the noise that you get from Björn's single coil guitar, I've never noticed it until actually now that I'm hearing it properly through my monitors. Yeah, I wonder if I can get. It would be so cool to get the master files for this. I doubt that they exist. I'm gonna see if I can find Mats who recorded this. Who knows? You never know. I'm gonna hit him up. Anyways, time for the outro. That major, fuck up was. I mean, I think we could have done a punch in there. I'm not sure. I think it was possible, and we probably should have. I don't know why we didn't. I guess it was me who was like, yeah. I think it was my fault that we didn't do one. I don't know. I don't know if I knew that it was possible, and because I bet it was, because we were recording onto like Cubase, so I bet it was possible. My second cousin, I think, Niklas, his neighbor way back was actually a music producer, and Niklas showed this demo to him because Niklas he is a huge heavy metal fan. Of course, I gave him a copy of this demo, and he played it to his neighbor, and his neighbor had this nice home studio, and he chopped up and took the intro and placed it there on the outro, so we didn't get that mess up from poor Thomas. Thomas was, or is, I don't know if he still plays, was a great guitar player. So I mean, it was nerve-wracking. He was like, I don't know, 14 at the time, so there you go. Bass chords. Bam. Yeah, we should have done a punch-in for that outro. I mean, I messed it up so badly there. I don't know what I was going for. Bow. We should have done a retake there. Hey, it is what it is. I think we were on the clock as well. I think we were stressed out, or I was stressed out because my dad was showing up in like 30 minutes or something, and yep, gotta go with it. I noticed that there is actually a small part left here. Let's see if we can hear it. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go back for it. It's me going, oh, what the hell? It's good enough. There you go. Well, so that was the first song that I ever recorded with a band in a studio. Pharaoh of the Sea, written by yours truly, Björn Schulze and Thomas Nilsson, with Mr. Jimmy Jonsson on drums. And so I've done a re-recording of this song and a brand new version. I've tried to stay true to the form of the song as much as possible. I've invited my good friend Marcus Telt from Structural Disorder to do the vocals, because he is a far better singer than me, especially when it comes to those beautiful high notes that you want for a true heavy metal song. And I've asked my good friends Mano, Lewys and Andreas Lindgren to do some guitars. I'll have some links down here in the description for those guys and their channels as well. I'm really happy that those guys were kind enough to participate in this silly re-recording of a 17-year-old song that, 17 years. I've learned quite a lot since then. But it's fun to have this moment in time captured. So, without further ado, here is Pharaoh of the Sea 2021 version. So there you have it. That was Pharaoh of the Sea 2021. I hope you enjoyed this little video of mine and this glimpse into the past and my very first recording experience ever. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And please share this video with your friends and or your enemies, because nothing would make me happier than to reach 10k sooner rather than later. So with all this being said and done, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me. My name is Erik and I play bass, and I'll see you guys and gals and cats and dogs in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye.
But hey, I'm in the band.